Welcome to another Table Talk in which I try to share my stories with you and you can get to laugh or learn from all of my personal mistakes. So, this one is a little bit of a funny one. Basically, this past Sunday, I was meeting with my IRL group, and so basically, right now in the campaign, they're deeper in the below, and they were currently looking for a Zorn because they had a mining business called Mine Your Own Business. And it's really punny and all, but that's whatever. They're a group of funny people. Took a rest at some point in which they were ambushed and taken away by some Neogi and with some Umber Hulk bruisers for some help. Basically, they were kept as slaves and forced all to work for the Neogi in order to mine for them, in order to work for them. And basically, the Neogi really did not care about them whatsoever, so they would literally work them to almost death. And after about a day or two of dealing with this, they started talking to the other NPCs that were also slaves, and they began to concoct a plan. They said, you know what? Let's try to make weapons and hide them in our persons, and as they're kind of not really paying attention to us because they don't really think that we are anything important, we can actually begin to stow away these weapons, and at a certain point inside of the actual Umber Hulk holding cell where they actually just defecate and just eat creatures whenever and wherever they want, we'll store our weapons in their poop because once a week we have to clean it anyways. So when we clean it out, we'll just go and attack them all with it. So the plan goes down smoothly. They go into the Umber Hulk room, and after a while, they want to make a distraction, and two of the kobolds began taking their broomsticks, which they use in order to sweep the floor, and they began making a pretty cool rock beat in which all of them began to jump each of the Umber Hulks and kill them quickly and easily. Now, these Umber Hulks weren't really all that strong because they were young and they were starting to develop their shells and whatnot, but you really need some good Umber Hulks in order to fight them. At this point, they wind up making a very fortified position inside of the place where they did all the mining and whatnot. This is where the funny part of the story comes in, because what was basically happening is they had the Umber Hulks come in. I'll actually probably show a map like right up here a little bit later. They actually had the Umber Hulks come into a choke point, in which in an area they had a little box of different infantry where they were all fighting them, and they had archers way in the back. Now, as they were fighting and engaging with these Umber Hulks, which are like 8-10 feet tall, huge chitinous armor with these shields on them and these long claws, just slashing and killing and having their confusing gaze just confuse all of the different slaves, all they heard in the background was, "Dilly, Dilly!" And as they heard that, all the people would just drop down to the ground as crossbow bolts would just fly over their heads. And I just found it absolutely funny because imagine a huge epic battle with these Umber Hulks just slicing and cutting as they're just ripping apart slaves, and all you hear in the background is "Dilly, Dilly!" And then everyone just drops to the ground, crossbow bolts fly, and then you just hop right back and the scene continues. I just had the biggest I honestly had the biggest kick out playing out that scene. But to suffice, basically they won against the Umber Hulks, but as they were starting to get a little overrun because the Umber Hulks starting to tunnel underneath them and whatnot, the Umber Hulks were summoned back up to the top by the Neogi, and the Neogi basically are at war with something up on top, and that's something that the player is going to be discovering soon. I hope you enjoyed the content of this video today. If you really like it, please give it a thumbs up. It doesn't hurt, it just requires a little bit of finger strength. And if you really, really like this video, feel free to subscribe as I post new content every Saturday at 2:30 and 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, and on Tuesdays at some time in which I do more of these table talks for you to enjoy my stories. Alright, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and in a world without fantasy, sometimes you need a little Dungeons and Dragons.